every single MoMonday. So we have a special gift for you that Michelle be happy to present to the two of you to thank you ever so much. It's a MoMondays pin.
I quickly found a jazz bar where they would allow us to host MoMondays. Now, what do they have at a jazz bar that they don't have in a tea room? Who said alcohol? That's right. And all of a sudden, the crowds started growing. We went from 25 people to 36, to 44, to 66, to 78, to 87, to 96.
I discovered that martial arts was good for me when instead of punching through walls, I was punching through boards. Instead of pushing drugs, I was doing push-ups. Instead of joining gangs, I was doing good. So martial arts helped me find my way to becoming a good guy again.
So I was in this turmoil, and God is my witness. I went home, and 2 days later, I received a phone call. And I picked up the phone and I heard, "You don't know me, but I'm your dad. And I could die tomorrow and we better get together." And I was floored.
And I was telling the people at this conference this story of how I came here and how I arrived here. I said they did this to give their children a better life. I said I have the greatest respect for people who turn their backs on everything they know, everything they're familiar with, their friends, their family, their institutions. Turn their backs on everything and come to a new world, new land, new language, but new opportunities for their children. And of course, by this point, I'm getting emotional, and everybody in the audience is getting emotional, and I just barely keep it together and finish my presentation. And I stay there, and this woman comes up to me. She's really crying all over the place. She gives me a big hug. And she said, "Michelle, I hope in 20 years, my children will say the same thing about me."